Welcome back to the Pink Floyd Collectors YouTube channel. So we're up to scrapbook number 21. So as with the previous one, I think we agreed that I'm about a third of the way through these now. And actually quite interesting to see that the format for the first time changes. I think I was unable, or maybe in a different place, I was unable to get the kind of book I was using before. So this one kind of obviously only going to contain smaller items. But anyway, so yeah, kicking it off, this is a few bits from the Whip Crack concert in 2002 that Roger Waters did. This was at the Royal Albert Hall. It wasn't just him, it was part of a whole event that was after his tour. Did a fantastic, probably one of the best versions of Comfortably Numb I've seen him do, where he was joined by an orchestra. This is the badge, quite a nice item. So this actually flashed in store. This was to advertise the original Pulse release in 1995. As you can see, it does contain a little battery. I've actually got another one of these in my cabinet, and it's just a little LCD. It does look good, but you can just see there's a diode right in the middle that pulses, just to draw attention to the release. So an original UK advert for See Emily Play, the picture famously painted by Syd Barrett. It was actually, from memory, I think it was a previous one, and then they digitally added, or back at the time, whatever they did to add Pink Floyd, because I think I've seen this blacked out. But yeah, certainly a Syd Barrett image. An advert for the last day of the Wall concert I was lucky enough to attend in Paris. Lovely graphic. And this is to do with the Greek dates. I went to all three of them in 2011, and this was to do with the fact that it was being filmed, I seem to remember. Now this is the Greek version, I think somewhere. Maybe it's in here. I've got the English version. There was a jewel. Or maybe it was on the back. Okay, that's just a pair of Greek. But it was given out in English as well, just to let you know that it was being filmed, and to not use your phones and that kind of thing. And it was eventually included in the Wall release. And that's a flyer from those concerts. So it's the 8th, 9th and 12th. Like I said, I was lucky enough to attend all three. This is from Versailles in 1988, and this is actually an invitation package. I guess if you were someone important, you got sent one of these. Fantastic concert. I didn't go to this one, but I know people who did, and they say it was absolutely amazing with the backdrop of Versailles Palace. But yeah, came in quite a nice kind of, definitely collector's booklet, and yeah, you got keep your ticket there as well. This has been torn. I've seen a longer version of this, but yeah, nice. I've also seen free, so this is 170 francs. I've also seen where it says free or gratis or whatever it is the French word for free is. So a couple of postcards. These were quite popular in Holland at one time, where like all the Pink Floyd imagery had been released as a postcard. But the Hippie Happy concert, which featured Jimi Hendrix and Pink Floyd, and then the Holland Pop Festival, which featured Pink Floyd. Another handout, this time also French, but this time from the Dark Side of the Moon tour. And this was from France as well, the Magny-Cours racing track, where Nick Mason joined Roger. This was actually, I was at this concert, and it was the first one after Sid had died, or certainly around the time where Sid had passed. And I remember everybody had let off coloured balloons as a tribute during Shine On You Crazy Diamond. So this is an original flyer from 1975. Featuring the Man in the Moon, quite a famous film. These do come in different colour variations, as you can see. This is like it's going a bit off colour now, but yeah, it's quite nice in quadraphonic sound. Atlanta Stadium. This is a German promo card. Again, on the back, it's just got some details about releases up to that point. think, again, it comes up to about medal. An American advert for Roger Waters in the Flesh. Storm Thorgerson in Conversation. This was at the Holloway Arts Festival back in 2009. Something I was lucky enough to attend. Advert for Roger Waters. Lodz, or Wods, I think it's pronounced, in Poland. Another concert I was able to attend. This was a postcard, promo item, just supporting Robert Wyatt's Meltdown in 2001. One of his guests was, of course, David Gilmour, who gave that fantastic concert, which is very unplugged. Then we've got a postcard here. I think from memory, this came with a magazine, a French magazine. So you can see it's got their signatures as well. The postcard for the German release of Inside Out, Nick Mason. Spanish advert from '94 for a Pink Floyd date. This is actually fantastic. This is actually from Switzerland. I'll dig this out because it's worth having a proper look at. So this was just at the stadium. You get this as kind of like a guide. So it talks about the Pink Floyd release. Lucky Point cigarettes, obviously a sponsor. And then it shows the Basel Stadium where the concert was held. Interesting story around this is that I've actually got the drumstick that Nick Mason smashed at this concert. So that's kind of an interesting tie-in. But yeah, Pink Floyd in concert, quite a nice little booklet. I don't know how many of them survive. And then we've got this here, which is another Paris date that comes in a folder. I do like these. I like the way the French, you don't just get a ticket, you get it in like a kind of folder. Let me take it out. So yeah, 27th of June, 1989. So I guess that's the front. And then it opens up and you've got your ticket. And yeah, it just confirms. I just like the fact that if you're going to keep it, it's just nice that it comes in like a folder. Let me worry about that afterwards. Again, a giveaway at the Pink Floyd concert. This is actually a competition, so it's actually asking what they are. Obviously an elephant. My Spanish is not that great, but I can definitely spot hippopotamus, maybe a goose, I don't know. But yeah, it's a competition to win something. This is an original advert from, I think, 1970, Pink Floyd at the Royal Albert Hall. Great image. I do love this when they, you see something that you don't regularly see, just one off for those dates. Or was it 69? I don't recall. So it's only around that period. The full Festival of Rock, which featured Pink Floyd. I think that's American from memory. And again, another flyer, quite a small one here from Spain, and from '94. The Pink Floyd Division Bell stamps. I've got lots of various ones of these. They came out in various formats. Obviously collectible at the time, and actually you could use them as well. But this is 2 sets of 5. Then we've got Live Earth, 12 tickets and 1 parking permit. I don't know, have I really got 12 tickets? I don't know. This was a big event that took place in New Jersey, America. And Roger Waters appeared there. Oh yeah, okay, so I do have quite a lot. Yeah, okay, so a lot of tickets. And that was July the 7th, 2007. I'm not too sure what happened to the parking permit. Maybe it's for later on in this book. An original advert from Holland for the Masters of Rock. Again, one of these flyers that just includes the Roger Waters date in Zurich. Taken by Storm. So this is I think it's a 4-page booklet, just looking at the Taken by Storm exhibition. And it also does feature the limited edition draw set. So this is an original press still, quite interesting piece. Obviously, still from the film The Wall. And this was just sent out to press. It's an actual photo, so it's not from the film so much. It's been taken on location. And you can see young Pink covered in smoke there. But that would have been just sent out for publications to use to support reviews and that type of thing. Pink Floyd inductee, Hall of Fame. So this was an envelope and postcard. I don't think there's anything inside this from memory. Yeah, so it's just an envelope. I don't know whether it was included the ticket to the event at the time, but it just confirmed Pink Floyd were being inducted. And then we've got the quite a famous Beds Will Fly. So this is when Pink Floyd floated a bed down the River Thames. And this was to promote the upcoming concert at both London and Manchester. That was the first time I ever saw Pink Floyd, would have been the 5th and 6th of August in 1988. Captain Bombastic, the first time I saw Roger Waters back in 1987. So this comes from the New Musical Express, the NME as it's known. Piper at the Gates of Dawn, Harvest to put out Syd Barrett LP next week. I can't remember what that relates to, but that's one of the reissues. And then the Samson advert, which obviously supported Roger on his Wall tour, and I was using some of his graphics there. This is actually a flyer from Argentina, where Roger famously put on 10 different shows. I think I've got a couple of these. Yeah, so he actually helped put on 10, I think was it 9? I think it was 10 in the end, but yeah, 10 concerts is in Argentina. And again, this is like an outside venue. Looks like I've got a spare, or is that a slightly different version? Oh yeah, maybe it's slightly different. It's got the dates on it. And yeah, plan of evacuation. Yeah, okay. Maybe it's a different venue. No, it's definitely Argentina. Yeah. Okay, so maybe it's just an updated version as they because it started off as 2 shows, then went to 4, then went to 7. And I'm pretty sure it ended up with 10th, with the 10th one being standing, so you could get at the front if you really wanted to. Original advert, After the Wall Chaos. The vision, the essence of Pink Floyd. So this is for Roger Waters' 1987 Radio Chaos show. The Waters Boy, One Last Kick. So this is actually trying to be a bit witty. Roger Waters. And you can see they've edited some of the graphics. The wall is bollocks. Yeah. A bit childish, but hey-ho. On an Island. This is obviously a different language. I'm just talking about its release. Looks Spanish on first eyes. The original advert for Opal. And again here, an advert for this is for what they call the official after show. So you'd sometimes get these taking place near the venue. And this one I think was in America somewhere. But it just shows where the official after show was taking place. Maybe Florida from memory. Up Against the Wall of Secrecy with Pink Floyd. Quite a nice original Barrett advert. What was that, 1970 from memory? Yeah, so you can see the oversized fly there on Barrett. Obviously Syd's second solo album. And then a review of Obscured by Clouds and Dark Side of the Moon. A little review of just cutting that I've made. But that's it. So some interesting articles in there, but that was scrapbook number 21.